10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, under here, roll under the bed.
Slide over here, slide over here, you drop on the shots like this, you go here, here, here,
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly reunited with Gervonta Davis for an intense training session ahead of a highly anticipated Jake Paul fight. Despite their past tensions, the former champion appears fully committed to helping Tank prepare for the spotlight once again.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for that, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked.
Gervonta Davis has built a reputation for pushing himself to the absolute limit every time he enters training camp. This preparation is no different. Footage and insider reports show him sharpening his speed, accuracy, and explosive power. His coaches say he's more precise than ever, moving with urgency while maintaining full control of his punches. His footwork looks faster, allowing him to glide around the ring effortlessly. Because this matchup demands perfection, Tank is leaving no flaws in his game. Whether he's drilling angles, reaction timing, or defensive movement, his pace shows how seriously he takes the threat Jake Paul brings. Tank's mindset hasn't changed. Stay ready, stay hungry, stay dangerous.
We just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab.
Leonard Ellerbe is confident in Tank's star power, saying no fighter delivers entertainment like him. Fans buy tickets because Tank doesn't come to simply win, he comes to electrify. Ellerbe says spectators don't want a slow, safe fight. They want suspense, danger, and the explosive knockouts Tank is famous for. His finishes become viral moments and memorable highlights. According to Ellerbe, this matchup with Jake Paul, controversial or not, gives Tank another chance to prove he's the most exciting fighter of this era. Paulie Malignaggi argues that boxing must protect its integrity. He believes the matchup between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul feels more like entertainment than real sport. Malignaggi fears boxing is drifting toward a scripted-feeling industry where fame matters more than skill. He says victories mean less when they aren't earned against true equals. Talking with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi stressed that mismatches harm boxing's reputation and that the sport must refocus on elite-level, competitive matchups.
We just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions and PBC looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for Tank.
Floyd Mayweather's influence in boxing remains unmatched, and the latest rumors reflect his presence. Analysts say his interest in fighting Tyson suggests he refuses to fade away quietly. Even in retirement, Floyd thrives on attention and competition. For him, it's no longer just about money, it's about controlling his legacy. Sharing headlines with Tank and Jake may have reignited his competitive fire, reminding the world that he still commands massive star power. Whether the Tyson idea becomes real or not, one thing is certain: Floyd wants the spotlight to follow him.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist, if he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time he fought.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of Witherspoon.
That we're afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who I contract.
You can say the same thing about?
Who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you could say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad.
Eddie Hearn agrees that entertainment is part of boxing, but warns it cannot become the foundation of matchmaking. He says if social media fame starts deciding world-class opportunities, the sport risks losing credibility. To Hearn, Tank vs. Jake is a crossover event. Fun for fans, profitable for networks, but questionable for boxing standards. His message is clear: boxing must stay grounded in competitive legitimacy, not viral popularity.
Many celebrities and so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about what is going to happen in that fight. Eddie.
The Wade Concept host breaks down the psychological strategy behind Jake Paul's choices. Jake isn't just a fighter, he's a businessman who knows how to attract big names. By flaunting luxury and huge payouts, he turns criticism into opportunity. For Tank, who thrives on proving doubters wrong, Jake's taunts became irresistible bait. Jake's formula works. Every viral moment brings him more attention, more momentum. and more influence. The mind games are as important as the fight itself.
To, you know, a global business with investment and potential floats, and it's been a great challenge.
Away from that, obviously the DAZN deal is up next year. Are those talks underway to extend, or are you looking elsewhere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we're very happy with DAZN. You know, I think what they've enabled us to do is to really have the global ambition and global strategy that I wanted, and that was really a big part of my mindset moving forward in boxing. We know there's a lot of other platforms out there that, you know, might have had broadcast deals end, that would be looking to replace those people, and you know, we are very well respected in the space. I don't think it would be difficult for us to walk into another broadcast deal, but we're very happy with DAZN as partners, and as I said, the strategic element of that. I mean, when we talk about, you know, the power list and stuff like that, we have international deals with DAZN in multiple markets, and obviously particularly the US market, which makes us unique as a business. And I actually believe that DAZN are in a fantastic place, particularly in the US market right now. And yeah, we are in deep talks to extend that relationship, and we're very happy with our broadcast partner.
Eddie, just whilst I've got you, obviously just a few things I'd like an update on. Last time we spoke, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul seemed to be the front runner for you guys. Now we're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now? Yeah,
they always told us that it was, you know, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I know that I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then. But I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show, it's entertainment, it's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight, you know, with, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round. I don't know what it is, but, you know, I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. However you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it as boxing.
In the meantime, then, Eddie, where does that leave you with Anthony Joshua? Are you exploring other options for the end of this year, or are you still looking at that fight for the beginning?
Yeah, no, we're not interested in the Jake Paul fight right now. After that, I mean, like, you know.
Showbiz argues that saying Tank took this fight only for money is lazy analysis. Yes, the payday is huge, but Tank also has pride and legacy on the line. A knockout bonus only intensifies things. It guarantees Tank won't fight safely. When a fighter of Tank's level knows a brutal finish earns a reward, every punch becomes sharper, every round more dangerous. Tank isn't here to collect a check. He's here to end the fight decisively and protect his reputation.
Do it, but also and again, Jake's only been boxing for 5, 6, 7 years now. It isn't necessarily far-fetched to try to have his own advantages when trying to fight other boxers that have been far more experienced than him. But this one's a little too much, right? This one is crazy because of the massive weight difference. It doesn't make a ton of sense. But again, as far as a sport fight is concerned, I want to make sure I make that clear. Again, this is not me hating on it, because I do think that both guys have been very upfront with what they're doing in this fight and what their goals are with these kind of events. But the narrative Jake's trying to create as if this is like proving anything for him fighting a real fighter when Gervonta is so much smaller than he is it'll prove something in the fact that Jake is willing to put on great events, but it won't prove anything to the people that are asking him to fight a real fighter. I will say though, if Jake goes out and flatlines Gervonta, the casual audience that will say Gervonta smokes Jake completely and utterly, like it wouldn't even be close, that will change their minds a little bit. Not the people that know boxing, but the people that are going to watch this, the casual viewer that know the name Gervonta Davis and know the name Jake Paul. If he is to compete with Gervonta at all or look good in that fight, people will in some way accept that. Or they'll do the other thing where they just say the fight's rigged, which has never been the case, but you get what I'm saying. What Jake is doing is trying to convince a casual audience that he belongs in the ring with bigger names. If he's able to hurt Gervonta at all, that might actually do it.
The undefeated lightweight champion of the world.
With a record of 30-0, 28 knockouts.
And this one is over!
He's been boxing since he was 5 years old and turned pro when he was 18.
Analysts paint a difficult picture for Jake Paul. Tank has developed a sixth sense inside the ring, reading reactions, predicting mistakes, and punishing openings with terrifying speed. Jake may have power, but landing clean shots on a fighter with Tank's reflexes is nothing like his previous matchups. Experts say once Tank closes the distance and finds his rhythm, Jake will experience a level of precision and force that cannot be replicated in sparring. One perfectly timed punch could end the fight instantly, highlighting the massive gap between influencer boxing and elite professional skill.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're gonna get a big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million. Let's make it 2.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Shake $1 million.
2 mil? 2 mil? 2 mil. Let's do it. 2 mil. Go get it, shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil. There we go.
Oh my fuck.
Why not get the entire bag?
Bernie Thaw doesn't sugarcoat his opinion on this matchup. He laughs at fans praising Tank for earning another big payday, saying they're missing the point. Tank is already extremely wealthy. Money isn't the story. Fans want drama, risk, and real competition. Bernie says boxing thrives on dangerous exchanges and matchups where both fighters have a real chance of winning. For him, the sport must prioritize exciting, meaningful fights over financial headlines.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis, and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all gonna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilaquiles. Chilaquiles.
Do you think Mayweather's mentorship gives Tank the ultimate advantage? Or is Jake Paul's strategy being underestimated once again? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
With Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, you know, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, you know, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking for fight. You know, everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money?